Trading.
Trading's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Dangerous.
It's dangerous stuff.
Let's do it.
Don't do it. Hello and welcome, traders. It's Wednesday, the 20th of September 23, and we have FOMC day. This was the open. I didn't trade much today. I was trading a little bit in the first couple hours, and then I think I jumped back for a couple of minutes, a little bit before or during the FOMC. So this was the first trade here that I completely screwed up, as in I didn't take it. So we went down, just smashed through VWAP basically, and let's see how that looked on the DOM. So we built a bunch of absorption and hovered here. I believe that was yesterday's close, and then you see how the delta is tapering off, and with that absorption, that tapering, that pause, and the moment that thing went positive, I usually would have put an order in. And then let's see where that would have gotten us. I would have gotten back to VWAP, I guess. Or here, that's where I would have gotten out. I think it actually from there went all the way up, but we're scalping. So up to the next level or absorption and out and reloading the gun. Yeah, no FOMO there. We're scalping, different mentality. So that push, the two VWAPs, RTH VWAP and real VWAP, would have been a nice scalp. Even though I wouldn't have built a position, so I would have been very small again. But doesn't seem to be my week anyway in that regard. All right, I think my first trade was around 10:30. We had a few somewhat opportunities, but I think there was in the kitchen there, and then I came back and we just had this move. Always make a note of how big are the pushes past the ledge and how big are the retracements. It's always very important for the risk assessment. This was a decent pushback. If you'd catch the tippy tip here, then you could totally scalp this. But, if you held through this consolidation, you probably wouldn't have if you're a scalper, because then it came back to this high volume node and didn't push through, and we're scalping. So if you had a position built, basically you probably would have gotten out here. So now we're sitting here and approaching the ledge, and I think that's what I was waiting for. Well, there you go. Absorbing down here. Lots of contracts trading on the bid, and yet we push over that. So more aggressive selling going on here. And as you see, I caught the very tippy tip. Don't know why it's not showing. Maybe the chart is on a different account, but you see it on the DOM. By that time, I was expecting it to at least go back to IB or the higher volume area here. Again, similar behavior of NQ like yesterday, but that's to be expected. Everybody's waiting for FOMC. Tomorrow's probably going to be more natural to how NQ trades usually. So you saw I just went out there, IB. It's past the breakout, it's at a high volume. So we basically went past the tail that we created from the outbreak. Good enough for me. Reloading the gun. And then the next trade at 10:19 Chicago time. So here we're approaching the ledge again. We're somewhat asymmetric. Just went down. What I don't like is that this is messy price action. This is grinding down. I mean, we're not pushing the ledge. If we push the ledge that way, I usually don't take the trade, but yeah, if you... So overnight low, I guess, was a good level for this continuous push down here, even though it was grinding. To start a position, see the negative delta is diminishing over the time of this leg. Okay, as I said that, there's more. So normally, I don't remember what I did, but I probably would have taken a position here. There's a bunch of absorption there. Yeah, there you go. Guess I just marked it in. And then I would probably add around 30 and 20. And I don't think it did let me. Alright, that's some volume to push back. Positive delta coming in. Not crazy much, but we're in downwards rotation, so still holding that one lot. So I wanted to see it either go up to the volume area and break out kind of around like, what's that, up here, 58-ish or something, or go further down so I get my position a little more towards my actual position. Yeah, that was too soon for me to add. I thought, that could actually become a reversal here, but don't really care whether it does or not. Either I build my position or I just go out with small profit. I clean the recent trades from time to time before I expect an outbreak, so I see fresh buildup of absorption like we just did. I cleaned it and we pushed down, and you see that those contracts piling up here. If you leave it on for too long, then it becomes kind of total traded volume, and it averages out the scale of the volume bars, so visually it starts to get a little less contrasty regarding the length. I'm still in around the overnight low, pretty much exact. And I'm waiting for it to either go into profit, to take small profit, or to build up to my actual position. This is not adding to a loser. My initial position is 21 contracts, and I'm just starting it here. In case it doesn't go there, I at least have some profit. The downside is if you're accurate, then you always play just a fraction of your position. So yeah, this feels rather like trading the bonds than scalping. But again, it's FOMC day, so doing the trade on FOMC days, well, first of all, if you're new, you should not trade FOMC, especially not when the actual news are out or when the press conference is going. And if you do, just be super hawkish. So I think I'm looking for one more push here to get a couple more contracts in. There you go. I'm in 5 now. So this whole action is, it already went out with 3 here. The whole action is a little bit slower. Might as well trade ES if it's in this pace. I mean, that's why we trade NQ, or why we scalp NQ, because it's like fast action. Fast pushes, fast retracements. If it takes too long, then it's more often than not going to work. Exemptions, of course, days like this where it's extraordinary behavior because waiting for news, etc. And I went went all flat here because this was going nowhere. I expected to trade back here to this volume, and that's why I said I don't like these kind of grindy moves. MNQ breathes and it has to kind of retrace slightly to wind up for another push, but if it goes down like this, these are all little breathers, like tiny breathers, so it doesn't need a big retracement, and so you don't know when it's coming. So you don't know when to enter exactly, or when to calculate your position. On more sudden and more energetic moves, it's much easier, and you can make them really clean. But this is risk, and I don't want to risk much, so I went out for small profit. Sitting at 91 ticks at this time, second trade. Not very efficient for, what was that, 6 contracts in total now. Alright, I think I went then to the pool for some swim training. I came back later. This was, I believe, still pre-FOMC. That big move down, pushing through that ledge. Breaking through every absorption except the one here at 80 for the moment, so could have, if you were really fast, you could have taken that for a couple of ticks. The problem with FOMC, especially during any news events, during any speeches or press conferences, is that there's a high fluctuation in liquidity. People are waiting for something to happen or for the Feds to say something. And then when they think there's something, then opinions get formed and liquidity hits the book. So here I went in with the first lot. Let's see if I added more, if it didn't let me. And then either liquidity hits the book or it hits the market, and then immediately everything, pulls their hands back and the book gets really thin. The next guy that throws a bunch of orders to the market basically has to go through a very thin book, and then you see that's exactly what happens. Then you get those massive sweeps. So that's why when you knew you shouldn't trade these at all, because they're like, it's not clean price action. There's nothing clean to it. It's like, it can be choppy, it can be sweepy. It's a good day to watch the market and don't trade. And I just missed where I went out. I would have loved to hold it up to here. Actually, I would have held right up to here, 93, but I think I didn't. I think I went out here. I remember why I had to leave the desk. And that's why this is also my last trade that I did today, and then I had to run. Yeah, so please guys, be careful trading FOMC. When there's news, it is all discovering new values at all times, and you don't know when. So all your strategies are out of the window unless you trade pure order flow, and even then. So be agile. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to help me make more of these. There's going to be lots of stream of consciousness and more elaboration on the trades in the future. I'm also planning on amping up the tutorial quality, of course. Right now everything is really basic tutorial wise, but it's going to go up to coding C++ algorithms. So I just don't want to overload a channel that just started growing basically at this time. So I can help more people with slightly less advanced tutorials, and the automation, coding and stuff, that's all for later. If we can help a bunch of people wrap their head around all this, then we have a broader audience later that can nourish from all the algo coding tutorials that are to come. Thank you very much, and always manage your risk.